look at the brushes and the filters palettes. The first thing here we want to look at is the brushes, and it can be a bit confusing at first, but you'll quickly get the hang of it. I've gone to my basic brush tool here, and all brush tools in Photoshop, Illustrator can be changed, the size of them, not only from the brushes dialog box, but the fast trick is the brackets. The brackets next to your P on your keyboard is the at least one of the fast ways to change the size of brushes. And then we can go up to the brushes palette. Of course, we can pull it up from window in our main menu, but this is in the options bar here, the little shortcut here in the options bar. So I can click on this, and you see you have a long list of the existing brushes, and there are more and more of them all the time. And you can edit any of these. First off, from here we can change the size if you happen to forget that little brackets key trick. We can change the size of any brush that we choose, and here again you can change it, and you can change it from a soft edge to a hard edge, or feathered edge, if you will, and that's what this is right here. Hardness at 100% means that it has a hard edge. If it's at 0, then it's going to have a very, very soft edge. So we have that component right here. And and again, we have a long list of different kinds of brushes. Okay. And textures, and of course there's a million of these available now on the web. So it's pretty amazing, all the things that we have and that we can create. Now, we also have a secondary brushes palette. It has all of the information that we have here on our list, but it gives us some other options to modify brushes and save them, and they're called presets to customize the brushes. Now, right here, again, it used to be over on the far right. Now they've got it right next to the brushes palette. This other little, looks like a folder with a little picture of brushes. And when we click on this, it brings up another set of tools, and it is over here on the right, as you can see. And this is everything that's over here, but some additional tools. So what I mean is that up here in the right corner, this list of brushes is exactly the same group and list of brushes that are automatically over here. Okay, so why do we have two of them? Well, what this brush palette panel on the right side does is it gives us some other tools to modify the brushes. So the first thing is that you have almost like the FX, you have a sample of the brush down here at the bottom, and then on the left we have each of these little guys that we can turn on and turn off. And these let us customize the brushes. And then when you actually select one of these, you can see here for instance, that it brought up a bunch of sliders. You see, notice what's going on down here at the bottom. These different sliders that let me customize this brush. And so for each one of these little effects, if you will, we have a different group of sliders that are going to let us customize this brush. Okay, again, once you start playing with them, you'll see that some of these are very, very different, and you can really have some fun. And then the point being is that, so what's the big deal? What's this going to do for me? The idea is that if you create a new brush look or texture that you really like, then you can go up to the options button, here you go, really something where you can see very dramatically the difference. And then you can go up to the options button, which is of course right here in the corner, this little doodad. Get used to this in the corner of every panel, and this is one of the places where you can then say, I want a new brush preset, or a new brush essentially, and I'll just put my initials and I'll say OK, and it is now captured, and every time you go up here to the what I'll call standard brushes palette, any brush that you create is automatically going to be here. And here's the one right at the bottom, the very, very bottom, that I just created. And so then, they stay here permanently. And that is basically how it works. This is just where you get faxed access to them. And this other little tool, the folder with the brushes and the brush presets, lets you customize all these little guys and save and make your own set of brushes. And I think that pretty much covers that. But it's important that you know. All right, another quick thing while we're on this video, I'd like to take a quick look at the filter gallery. And here we have right here in the main menu under filter gallery. Okay, so this is pretty handy. Of course, there are many other filters that have been here, most of these for a long time, and the filter gallery is one of the little bit newer ones. And so let's just go to this. Okay, and what we see here is this opened up into a different window, as you can see, and we have a bunch of folders, each with a handful of different styles. And there you can see what happens. We can change from one to another very, very easily. Okay, and then to the right here, we have first off, under the OK and Cancel, we have a list of them, and these are all exactly the same ones that we have little icons for here on the left. It's just that these are by their name in alphabetical order. So you may not remember exactly where the stained glass filter was, but you can come here and simply look it up by its chronological spelling. So we have that. Then, and once again, we also have several sliders. You see what we can do here? We can again customize the look and the feel of this particular filter. All right. And then we have one other little component that sometimes is missed, and that is down here at the bottom right. You can see I chose stained glass at the moment, right? And over here is a little eyeball. You see, I can turn, you can see a little bit of that. You can see I can turn it on and off. And there is this little strip that says stained glass. Well, you can customize and create some combinations of filters as well. And here's what I mean. All right, the whichever one you pick is going to automatically be listed here, right here, and I can then go to the very bottom of this little palette, and there's the old trash and the new page icon down here, right here. Okay, and this will let us create a new effect layer, as they call it. And so I'll create a second one, and it defaulted to the same filter, the stained glass. However, I can choose either of these and give it a different filter. So now what I have is a combination of the crack and the stained glass together. You see? So essentially what you're doing is creating your own combination of effects with these different filters. And again, we can add 3 or 4 of them if we want. Just again, click the little new effect layer page at the bottom, you see? And of course we can toss them out to the trash can, to actually just select it and then click the trash can. Okay, and it's a really nice way of being able to collect these and create your own filters, and these will stay here for you to use again. You know, it's pretty nice little set of tools here once again. Now, another quick thing, very quickly, let me just say okay and get out of here. And I want to point out that if you're not familiar with it, we have smart objects. And the reason I bring that up at this point is one aspect of smart objects is that as you can see, the filters that I just applied permanently altered and changed this image. Well, once again, with the non-destructive technology that is taking over more and more with like the FX, the adjustment layers, another thing that we can do is convert an image into a smart object. And what that will do, and we can do that a number of different ways. We can go up to filter, convert for smart filters. This is where I'm going. Convert this dune image to smart object. Or we can, as always in the layers in the options palette, convert to smart object. There it is again. And up in the main menu, we can find the button to convert a layer or image to a smart object, and we can right click as well. And the bottom line is, why is this useful and important? Here you go. Convert it to a smart object, and any image that's a smart object has this little icon in the corner, number 1. So that's a little visual signal telling you it's been converted to a smart object. And then the main reason I'm bringing this up at this time is now any filters, whether it's the filter gallery or it's all of these other traditional filters that have been here for a long time, what you can do is now apply them Okay, we're back to this one. I'll say okay. And here's the deal. The bottom line is that yes, we've applied the filter, as you can clearly see. But once again, like FX and adjustment layers, because we converted the image to a smart object, the filters, any and all filters that we might add, are little subsets and sublayers, which then means we can either just turn it off, the eyeball, we can throw it away, and we can also go right back to it, and our settings will still be in the same place and in the same manner. So once again, this business of having things that are non-destructive to the original image is really terrific, and that's one of the benefits of a smart object, or an image being converted to a smart object before you add filters to it. Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in. Another one in the Rick Rice 1 channel, and keep looking for some more new ones, and as well as a new playlist that I'm going to start soon of PowerPoints, kind of technical PowerPoints with audio tutorials that I use in my classes. Thanks very much. Have a great day.